So our application is getting places, but we're still not there yet. I want to kind of change this into a list right here. Right now it's just a list of strings. I want to make that into some kind of list of items. I want this to be prettier down here, but this lesson what I'm going to focus on is, if you guys notice when I start writing right here, I actually have a color down here that I just picked out of the blue, and that's pretty bad design, because you should, in material and in general, you should always keep to the colors that your themes are set up with. So this lesson we're going to try and change this color into actually being one of the theme colors that we have available. In order to do that, we have to talk about Angular Material theming. And I went into Angular Material right here, and I went into guides, and I went into theming, which is all about how they kind of theme the application. And there are like 3 different palettes that are important: the primary, the accent, and the warning. And then there's a foreground and background palette. And that's kind of all the colors that are built for these themes inside Angular Material. Now, in order to start using these, I need some kind of way to get access to them. And there are a lot of ways to do it. I've found a lot of different examples on how to do it, and I'm going to show you the one that I feel is the easiest in order to get access to your themes. Now, first of all, this is how you kind of define a theme. You can go and check it out yourself. There's a lot of styling stuff in here, SCSS. It's not something you need to understand right now if you're not really going to dive into styling. So the first step is going to build some kind of custom file where we can store these different variables that we can use later. So I'm going to go into my code, I'm going to go into source and create new file. And it's just going to be called variables and then .scss. So it's just going to be a simple CSS file. Actually, I saw on the web that some people liked it to actually be with an underscore in front. If you want to do that, that's fine. In this file right here, we're going to define some code that resembles this a lot. I'll just paste it in right here and talk about it. Now, the first thing is actually that we are importing material theme. The next is we're going to kind of have a reference to all our different color palettes, which is actually our way to have the primary, the accent, and the warning. Notice right now my theme is the gray and light blue. So here you can see these colors is gray, light blue, and pink. And that's actually also the theme I'm using right now. So that makes perfect sense. And the final thing is I'm just saving them as some Sass color variables right here that we can use inside our classes actually. So that's pretty neat. Now with this file complete, let's jump down to the Angular.json file. Just like we have the source file right here for the entire style setup we have, I also want to add this new one, so I'll just do the same thing. I'll say source / and then underscore variables.scss. There we go. So now we have that file available in our list of source files, and let's just start using that one inside one of our own style sheets. Now we're going to actually use it inside the styles SCSS file. So I'm going to jump to that class now. And here we're going to add this file. Now the first thing I'll do is I'll import it like this. So now we actually have access to the file again. It's in the current folder and this is the name of the file. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new thing right here. I'm just going to call it primary text color, something like that. It's really up to you what you name these guys. I'm going to call it text color like this. Now with that new selector in place, what I can do is I can go and I can say the color, if I use this selector, is going to be $primary. It's not even going to help me. It's really rude actually. So that's it. Now we should actually be able to use this selector in any class in our application. So let's try and go into the chat component here and just get rid of this Burlywood, which doesn't belong there at all. And instead try to add the class in here. Above the style, we just add the class. There we go. And let's just call it primary text color. And let's just see if that helped us. And jumping to the page and just start typing. Boom, it's now gray instead of that weird color right there. Now let's try and go back. I want to do one more thing. Let's try and make it also for the other 2 items we had inside our variable. So I also want it for the accent and the warn. And luckily now it's very simple to do this. We can just copy paste these guys and also have a color for accent and warn. Now again, as I said, there are other ways to do this, but here I felt it was a good reason for you guys to just see how you can kind of control these different setups right here. And get the warn in there and also add warn down here. There we go. Now we have these available, and that pretty much means that we can now, on any of our tags, we can just add the class and use a selector and just pick the colors like this. And let's say we want a warning color here instead. I think that's the red one. I don't want that, but just to show you. And now if I start adding the nickname again, how would it look? Boom, it's kind of that, we'll actually we'll keep that for now. It's okay. That can show that now we're actually typing, right? So that's a pretty neat way to kind of control your colors. And why is it valuable? It's valuable because now you're not breaking any laws and just putting in random colors into your application. So if I want to change the theme, it's going to be changed completely all over the place. And again, there's actually even better ways to do this to make it even more safe. But as a minimum, you should go and only use the colors that belong to the theme. Sweet. So that's it for this lesson. See you next time. Bye.